Hi everyone, it's Mare. Um, I'm going to share with you guys. I'm sorry. Um, Side note, I'm in the middle of redoing my entire office, so things squeak and make noises. So I'm going to try to tread lightly. I guess before I get started on what you guys are seeing, my interest in where I was going to be taking my dissertation is kind of pivoting a little bit, and I'm going to be focusing on strategic planning in districts, which essentially is kind of this whole layout, this Lego layout. I think I'm going to try to incorporate some AI into it. I've been really interested, and after listening to Dr. Schilling's and Dr. Margolis's um, podcast, I think it kind of reinvigorated some ideas. So that's exciting. And so let's honestly just get into this. So on the right-hand side is the current system of the school system that I work with. The red Legos are the district level leadership. We have the superintendent, the assistant superintendents, the director of PPS, which is special education and related services, the advisor to the PPS, financial guys, everything is kind of up here. The they're represented by tall, centralized red logo structures and Lego structures, and the height and the separation is meant to symbolize that concentrated power that they have and decision making, along with like the distance they have from daily instructional realities that we see in schools. Next are the blue Legos, and they're positioned below district leadership, but they're above teachers, which are the green ones, which would be the building level leadership. So we have principals, assistant principals, instructional leaders responsible for implementation. We have positions in my district called TOSAs, which is a teacher on special assignment, which kind of serve a more administrative role in a building. And the blue Legos, their placement is kind of like the messengers and enforcers of district initiatives, not so much an instructional partner. And again, the idea is that the communication is moving down. It's moving kind of going in this way back to or like first in line. And then we have our green Legos right here, which are the building teachers. So that's the staff, the classroom teachers, special ed teachers, related services like OT, PT, speech, any APE, phys ed teachers, ENL teachers, every kind of building staff here. And again, you know, they're in these rows. They're kind of, again, they're further isolated from the district administrators up in the red and kind of represents the idea of siloed work and, limited collaboration, having expertise that these teachers might have. If one has expertise, kind of representing that it's being underutilized because where that expertise needs to be heard is at this red level, but it seems like it's getting harder to reach. And then we have our yellow Legos in the very back, which are the students that we serve. And that they're at the bottom, they're at the edges. They are the recipients of all the decisions we make. They do not drive the system. And their placement is reflective of a system that reacts instead of anticipating. So the message of map one, right, this current system is that there's an emphasis on control, structure, compliance, roles are clearly defined, but the system lacks a lot of flexibility, a lot of collaboration, and student-centered design, right? We hear a lot about student-centered design, and we don't see that over here. Um, And then we'll look at the ideal system that I tried. Now, when you guys are looking at these, you'll notice that we have some blemishes because I used AI to develop this image, and I think this is probably the seventh or eighth one that I was trying to get it to edit to make exactly how I wanted, but this is a win for me. So But MAP 2 is representative of a collaborative and student-centered system where leadership is distributed and the components kind of work in alignment. So again, all of the colors are the same. The red is the district, the blue are the building leaders, the green are all the teachers and support staff, and the yellow are the students. Now, important to know that we have a student on that outside because it's an emphasis on representation within the leadership as well. So if we kind of look into the ideal system of the district I'm at, um, the district leaders, right? They are alongside the teachers. They're not above them. They're there to coach, they're there to collaborate and build trust, and kind of they take the vision that they might be talking about at the district level, and they're acting as a bridge to bring that vision into the actual classrooms rather than it being a very distant conversation. The green, right? They're connected, they're kind of clustered, they're working together, they're not in rows. Their shared responsibility, contributions to decision making, and teacher voice, right? We hear a lot in schools like trying to get the teachers to have a voice, which is essential for system improvement because that's the people that are experiencing everything that the changes are happening because of what we're experiencing. So it's important that the collaboration and the teacher voice is embedded in there. And then the yellow pieces, right? They're majority, almost all are at the center of the system, right? Meaning everyone's responsibility is the student at the end of the day. At the beginning of the day when they come and at the end of the day when they leave, it's a student-centered focus, and it reflects a system that's developed around kids. It's not built on top of them. And it took a while, but I got this yellow piece out here. And I did that because I think that we see a lot more of, having a superintendent's cabinet or a principal's cabinet where these leaders in these school districts are having teams of students gather with that one leader to talk and to actually bring the voice to the people who begin the change process. So again, key map, like the keynotes for this one are that, there's individuality, there's organizational growth. It's centered by students, empowers educators, and it takes those district leaders are now truly a representative instead of just being a manager, which is something I mentioned last class. I'm excited to see everyone else's, so I'm just gonna, again, I'm a little bit behind schedule here, so fingers crossed somebody gets to watch mine. Thanks, guys.